maps which Liquid have put the most tape out there on. It's Ancient, it's Anubis,
Yep.
and it's Overpass. So if you're Nouns and you know you've got this matchup up against Liquid and you're comfortable on maps, there's a lot of tape there and you haven't played in basically a month. So it's very hard to read exactly what you're going to be doing. It's a prime opportunity here for Nouns to show us what they've been studying, to show us what they've been learning. And hot off that EU bootcamp, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Nouns already took map number 1, which means if Liquid managed to take Overpass, we're heading to a third map. But once we get there, it's Nouns' home ground, really. It's the map that kind of defined them as a team. On Mirage, especially going into CS2, the aggression, the style of Counter-Strike they like to play was perfectly suited to Mirage, in particular the changes that came to CS2. And, well, Peaker's advantage isn't as much of a problem now since the latest update, which is fantastic. It's still a little bit there. So, and even then, Nouns, their aggressive style worked in CSGO, so it's not going to change too much. So we'll see if Liquid can come through with a win. What I'm trying to say is it's still going to be very tough as they go to map number 3.
Most certainly. Cadian. Holding back Dice here, trying to connect some shots. He's the lone A presence. He's going to have to give ground and set this up for a retake, and everybody's rotating CT side. They're not going for any flank. So this is the game plan here from Liquid. They want to fight.
Cadian's not getting anything.
In the post. George, some damage onto him, but 5 players alive means that this is a prime opportunity now for Nouns to start off well. A reminder, Liquid won both pistols on Ancient. This time, might not have that luxury. Yakadar and Cadian need a hero play from one of them. Cadian. Bring it down to the 1v1. Kit's retrievable as well. This time he won't make the mistake of not grabbing it. Has a smoke. Could just go for the stick. It seems like that might be the case. He's waiting for CJ to swing. But at this point, he can't find the bomb. Oh, no. And the blade goes in. And the round is over with some extra money made there for CJ. So Liquid will not have the luxury of the pistol round start here on Overpass. And that's got to be a little concerning.
Perhaps a touch, and Cadian at least activating in that pistol round for a couple of frags, but just looking a little lost trying to find the bomb in that smoke. And then afterwards, well, I mean, Carson had no trouble of going for that backstab because he knew that Cadian had to stick to defusal in order to get that round. So 1-0 in favor of Nouns, and they will immediately get a couple of AKs out, perhaps anticipating the force buy from Liquid, which is indeed the case. They've got 3 pistols, the MP9, and a scout available to them. Carson's already at sandbags, though, looking for the opening frag. Naf fires away, giving a position away from Pillar, and finally dropped by George, who just wide swings him from Monster. This is a great, quick execute from Nouns.
Skulls is still alive in the smoke. They needed it. They may have thought they cleared. No, okay. They have the presence of mind.
Thank you.
They're crossing their I's, dotting their T's. Something like that. And getting the bomb on down to be planted. At this point, it's just Cadian, who's got not a snowball's chance in hell at this round. So off he will go. And the hunt is already on in the form of CJ. As this start has been relentless. Cadian, that's a big kill. Trying to get his hands on that AK. That will prove costly. But at least one blemish on the permanent record of this round. Carson trying to make sure George can get a gun. Well, can't find it in the smoke, but it's still the dub for Nouns, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, that hurts a little bit in terms of their economy, but George will be able to buy up no problem, and he still has the body armor with him, too. So, given that, of course, Liquid are going to be on an eco here, they don't even have to invest into the AKs. In fact, they say, you know what? MAC-10s for everyone. 4 MAC-10s, except for Carson, who carried the AK over from that previous round. And now they're going to charge on forward. Probably go for another quick hit. It could be a good read from Liquid here, stacking onto this B site, as Carson's doing the exact same thing as he did in the previous round. Whether it's stacked or not, though, they still have to find the frags. And Carson gets naded down to 12 HP. He has to be careful now. Naf taking a lot of damage from the nade, and so does Cadian. Skulls peering around from Pillar. George, oh, touchdown for CJ. Markey finds one as well. Twisted managed to connect for one frag, but I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. Now walk into the stack and walk out with a round victory.
And 4 of those kills come from SMGs as well. So it's money made for Nouns. They're laughing all the way to the bank on this one. Look at that cash. I mean, Junior has 7K. This is now a proper bonus round buy. You got the 3 MAC-10s. We're going to see a pacey play, most likely. probably just hit and execute on towards a site, maybe a con play, maybe a B play, but whatever it is, it's going to be snappy just because of the advantage of those Mac 10s. There is utility out from Liquid. They prioritized it over getting say an off. But out we go. The mowdown is there for Skulls. Good damage, but no kill. Well, just one, actually, as the light does clear. But Twist and Skulls going to be able to lock down that first 4 right, and it is clean. So Liquid read that, had the numbers in place, were prepared for that faster play, knowing SMGs were coming down the pipe, and they deal with it.
And you can't really blame Nouns for going for that. It was a bonus round for them with the Mac 10s and the lone AK, I believe it was, into that round. They tried to go for another quick hit, hoping to perhaps really assert their dominance, because they win that round. Oh my goodness. I mean, Liquid's in trouble, but they don't. Very cleanly done from Liquid, rebuffing the attempt and coming out with 4 players surviving. So that builds up a little bit of economy for them as well. Good Molotov toss all the way to the back of playground, so that is going to prevent Nouns from going for that quick hit. Liquid gaining a lot of space as a result into the long bathrooms. 3 players committing to that. So they have a lot of information there, knowing that, well, at least no one from Nouns is heading into A just yet. And Nouns, in fact, heavily leaning into the B site, aside from CJ, along with his teammate, who are starting to go up connector and potentially in towards those bathrooms where Liquid have 3 players. Looks like they're doubling back, and the B hit is on for a, I think, 5th time in a row. Maybe, no, 4th time in a row. They did hit A once in the pistol.
Oh, good for Skulls that he got out of that position. Nades were back pillar as opposed to barrel, so he might have been all right, but it makes it easier not to have to worry the what-ifs. There's utility here on Skulls. If you can get that Molotov out, that would be huge, but the Molotov, does not go where he wanted it to. Not at all. He was blind. So lineup was not there. Still man advantage. A smoke to play around. Skulls somehow staying up. Twist now coming in to execute. Twist is lost. That's 2 players remaining here. Damage is just as good as around.
Oh.
Junior!
Oh, no.
Bringing it in the clutch! No! Ooh. Put down by Naf. The damage comes in spades. The round, not quite. And so Liquid will claw this back.
Wow, for a second there, I thought Junior was going to be able to do it, especially because after the second frag, he didn't immediately get traded. So there was a moment where, like, can he chamber that 3rd round and get the shot off? But just barely misses that opportunity. I think there was maybe a millisecond left before he could have fired again. Either way, Liquid find a 2nd in a row, and they will shut down Nouns' attempt on that 2nd buy-up, so now they are on to the pistols, and again leaning in towards B. I mean, they really like this B site, although they have been rebuffed since those opening rounds pretty decisively, so I would say that they're going to have to mix things up eventually, and it looks like, well, that's already happening here. Just pistols, of course, to work with into this round. 2 players trying to head out. Cadian with the AWP. We haven't seen that many op frags from him at all. Hopefully, on a map like Overpass, where the op is extremely critical on CT side, he'll be able to connect here for his team.
Where do these HEs go? That's my question. We're late enough in that it's not going to be one of the obvious nade stacks. It was looking like it might have been the Astralis nades early on. But instead, now they're taking the space outside of bathrooms. Is this a lineup for Naf's position? What is this hit? Oh, it is! For the front baths position, or the back baths position, rather. That's interesting. Not a nade lineup you see very often. Fortunate for Liquid that no one was standing there. Don't think it would have won them the round regardless. But that is a creative use of a nade stack, and I like it, Nouns. I really like the way Nouns look right now. I know they just lost that round, but I just want to take some moment to heap some praise, because I think over the last couple of years, I'm somebody who has been critical of what I saw as their stagnation. That kind of felt like they hit a plateau and didn't do a lot of work to rise above it. And now it feels like the introduction of Junior and George and the changing of IGLing to Carson has given them new life. I mean, just doing things that we don't really see, getting creative, coming up with new ideas. You really love to see it, and it's very encouraging because we've known they've had a ton of talent here, John.
I think also they've got 2 big pieces behind them in Semphis and now Adren, right?
Yes,
like those
absolutely.
2 players supporting them as coaches is huge. And I mean, Semphis and both Adren and Semphis have great minds for the game, and are able to really contribute in a big way to this solid squad now. And of course, Junior and George being added helped immensely. Cadian's going to go down immediately, loses the op duel again to Junior. And a quick 5v4 for Nouns. But yeah, they're a completely different team to one they were a year ago.
Even 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Really has been a difference maker, because I mean, early on in CS2 they were abusing the joys of Peaker's advantage and having great
Yes.
success with it, but it didn't really necessitate that they innovate, that they develop, that they grow in terms of the kind of CS that translates towards LAN. And this is much more of that. This is very encouraging if you're looking for big things from Nouns. Now it's an A hit. There are 3 players here, so it's well defended. Nice flashbang in. Great timing there. Gonna get an upgrade in the lineup. They never expected back dice. This is a shutdown. Well played from Liquid. Had the perfect response to what was getting thrown at them. And Junior's just gonna have to try and save it all.
Wow. And that's after the opening frag was found against Cadian. But yeah, good collapse from Liquid. Adjustment there. Junior manages to take another piece out. Got to be careful if you're Liquid. Don't want to lose too many bodies, because you got to keep that economy healthy. They're chasing aggressively. They really want to take this op out of Junior's hands. I don't think they need to, though.
If you can clock him, it's pretty tempting.
I guess. No.
They'll let him get away with it. That was a bit of a blunder from Yekindar. Maybe not taking his time with it, panicking a bit. But as it is, it's Liquid back in the lead. They'll only have to reinvest into 2 men. So it'll be all good. What do they put around this op? How do you maximize a T-side op here? Yertle the turtle boost? No.
No, I don't think so. I haven't really seen much Yertle the turtle in CS2, to be honest with you.
No, it's fallen out of fashion. I think the timing's a little different, and boosting is incredibly difficult to make happen into. Right? It's not nearly as consistent as it was in Go, especially that high of a boost.
I think we'll get there eventually, but in terms of boosting being viable.
Please fix. I love my 4-man boosts. It's so fun when it hits. I think my priority in terms of like game features and development is things that reward and allow creativity make the game so interesting as a broadcaster. And things like giant boosts are really cool when they work out. So we like the Yertle the turtle.
Just need easier boosting for multiple players. It'll come. It'll come. Junior is looking for that opening frag again. Flashbang thrown. As mentioned, he is the piece to watch out for on the board here. So he's got the big green, and no, nothing found for him just yet. Nouns flashing out, looking to gain some space in towards the B site, which is actually where the bomb is. I think they were just hoping to get one onto A and kind of get a rotation forced over, but it doesn't really happen, and now they're running out of time, so they have to go for the hit to B. George still lurking. This could be interesting, because they're not watching. He's going to slip through the cracks. Ah, Yekindar turns around at the last second, and that probably is the round for Nouns, because if George gets one, then it's interesting, but yeah. They're just tapping away. Naf gets an easy 3K.
Oh, now they're
Junior's going to save the off, or try to.
Ooh, hits the first shot, but they've got a little bit more money now, so there might be some confidence. I think he should be able to keep this. Indeed he will. So the op lives another day. But this Liquid starting to stack on a lead here. Now we need to see the change-up pitch from Nouns. Now we need to see something change. They're going to crack this one through. You got that op. You can still feature it.
Yep.
But where do they choose to take this hit? Seems like B early on.
Feels like they're more comfortable going for their B hits than A. Like, they just always get caught out in odd positions when they're trying to swing towards the A site. But I'd like to see them at least explore it, which they did, you know, for the past couple of rounds, and George tried to sneak onto it, but it didn't really pan out. And again, you know, George lurking around that playground, but hasn't really committed to anything just yet.
Some info jumps there. But now the space taken. After they stop peeking it. Was there a short fight here for Liquid? No, just nades lobbed out. A boost being assembled, I think. A boost is being assembled. Or is it just a double stack up in the corner? What do we have going on here from CJ and Marky? Nades. Okay. Lining up the nades. Damage onto skulls. No elimination just yet. And actually, Nouns readjusting up top. 50 seconds on the clock. Not a lot of control to speak of, but they've dug a lot of utility out from this Liquid side. And over here towards A, it's just going to be the guns. Oh, timing. He gets it. That locks down long. That was the only presence there. Op shot hits. Cadian shifting forward to try and prevent him getting a run down, and he will take another. Eventually traded out, but he's done his work, and Junior is thinking about saving this op for a third round? Fourth round?
Third, I believe. Yeah,
This would be the third save, the fourth round he had it if he succeeds.
Yes.
Well, apparently this is just the immortal op, but it does mean that he also just can't get an economy.
Yeah, and we've been really critical of Cadian, so I want to praise him here because he actually did a really good job with the AWP because he gets the opener, the first frag, I should say, for himself, and then manages to get into bathrooms, which puts so much pressure onto Nouns, right? Because now they have to full-on clear bathrooms, turn their backs to the site, and give Twist a chance to fire away at them. So he sets up a pincer attack, essentially, with himself being one of the angles of that pincer, and then he connects for a second frag. So that was just brilliant maneuvering from Cadian, and a good round from him, which they needed for sure. 6-3 as they double up against Nouns.
So another round where you have the big gun in Junior. And here's the thing. He spent so many rounds just saving this AWP. Well, you've got the op. You need to be the one who creates, right? You've got the big gun. Try and take that fight. Try and take that contact. Try and drop a rifle for your teammates to pick up. Just been a little hesitant with it. It's Cadian instead, who's looking to find contact with that AWP. Ooh, a little quick on that trigger. Baited out by the jiggle. And it's space now gained. Double setup forming here in bathrooms. Yekindar as well, out towards long. We'll talk. Do they clear him? He hears these footsteps. He knows they're here. Oh, they're not clearing him. Oh, no! What was that? Oh, boy. That could be the opener that they need. Junior's now found one with the AWP, and trouble is on for Liquid.
Oh, my goodness. That's one that Yekindar is going to want to forget about forever. 3v3. Liquid still a chance to keep this round under their control with 34 seconds left on the clock. But, I mean, look, Junior still had the op in his hands. Now Marky's got an AK. Maybe they'll be able to pull this one off. Cadian waiting on the A site. Skulls with him. They've got the manpower in the right place. 15 seconds left on the clock. Not much time for Nouns to execute. Oh, Skull stepping in the Molotov. Doesn't realize it because he's flashed. And George ends his misery with a tap to the head from the Tech 9. Cadian manages to get one. Jumping over. Desperate looking for targets, but he's not going to do it either. Naf, the last one standing. And he has to try and clutch a 1v2 here.
He's so late into it, but he does have the kit, and it is Naf. No smoke, so he can't just stick the defuse. He's going to wait the smoke fade. Knife out here. At this point, time is so low, this has to be a save. This has to be a save, unless he gets a freebie, which he certainly won't. They're playing it safe. They're playing it conservative. He's just going to try and stick it. He's just ninjing. Oh my god, he's got time. They
no way.
Off of it. No, oh, no, too far. You can't do that anymore, Naf. Oh no. Trying to wiggle and jiggle and prevent the headshot from coming through. He pulls off the defuse. I don't know if he would have had time regardless. But Naf nearly got away with murder there. And instead, a round with two, shall we say, unforced errors from the Liquid side. And it costs them.
Oh my goodness, Naf. Just a little too much movement.
Can't do it anymore.
I know, they fixed that, which I think is a good decision. But yeah, I don't know if they actually knew he was on the bomb at that point, or if it's because the second attempted defusal that they heard it. But Either way, I think it was going to be close, and there was a very much a big chance of him being able to pull off that ninja defusal. Unfortunately, it doesn't come to fruition, and Nouns, they got their 4th round. Skulls gets the opener here against Marky. A lot of damage being ticked away from Liquid, but they do find their 2nd as well from Yekindar, making it a 5v3.
Big kill from Naf. Trying to make up for the last. Wash that taste out of their mouth and get as many of these CT rounds as they can. Just 2 more opportunities. For George Jr. It's trying to wrench this back open. I was going to say maybe a space for George. Twist has to cover 2 things. There could be a timing here. But there's not. And Junior's going to save this off. We've seen this one before.
I think we've seen it a lot before from another J. That's James. I think Junior's taken a page out of his playbook at this point. Goodness me. I mean, he only has 4 deaths because he keeps saving. Trying again, hits the shot on Skulls. 32 seconds now for him to save. It feels a lot less likely because Liquid know that they can really put the pressure on with 4 players left alive. They just have to make sure the timing is right and that they double peek him from both sides. Junior spots the information, gets the first, pulls out the pistol. There it is. Twist finds it. Still 2 frags from Junior. Finally can't save the AWP as Liquid pick up their 7th.
They can get to 8 rounds. He can forget about some of these miscues. Feel a little better about this one. Still, Nouns, one more chance to capitalize here. They want to go for the quicker B hit. But Liquid seem ready for this. A lot of utility deployed. That's a nifty Molotov into the connector door. You don't so often see that thrown. Lucky that one away in the memory banks. Twist gets the opening kill. And the 2nd as well. And this one's looking clean. Left to Georgia Jr., the 2 Js. Try and make something happen here. And, well, that flashbang is a menace. Junior never even a chance to see his opponent. And we'll head to the break. And we're back here. A substantial lead for Liquid, but not unassailable, as Nouns will look to fight back in, as they want to cling to the hope of closing this in 2.
I don't know. Liquid looking pretty good. Nouns weren't terrible on their T side. In fact, 4 rounds isn't that bad. This is technically a more CT sided map, and since the last patch from Valve, I think that definitely the peeker's advantage has been solved in a lot of ways, and you can actually hold angles now, which may turn Overpass back into a map where the CTs will have that edge. And Carson is going to get the headshot onto Cadian to open things up. Twist gets the immediate trade, and another one from Skulls, shutting down the attempted aggression from Nouns towards mid. And the A site, not open. Marky is going to get taken down, and CJ will also get dropped as well. Nicely done from Liquid.
What a cheeky attempt with the pistol round from Nouns. You get the ladder flank catching the first kill, and then you've got a weird little bait set up on truck, which does work for one, but only one.
Right.
This is, I think cheeky is the only way to put it for what they've tried to pull off here. 1v3 is tough ask. He's being flanked out by Naf as well. This should be the insurance factor, and well, they won't even need it. So the best kind of insurance is the insurance you never have to collect on.
Indeed, yeah. Great movement from Liquid. Good job taking that mid control, and of course getting a 9th round for themselves, which is a lot more troubling for Nouns this time, right? Because Liquid did in fact come out with a strong performance at the beginning of the second half on Ancient, but Nouns were already at 6 at that point. This time they're only at 4. So if Liquid win this follow-up round, it will spell a lot of trouble for the Nouns side, who are opting for the force buy here. It's going to be all pistols except for the Scout in Junior's hands, and they are going to, I was going to say stack up on the B side, but you have one player over at long A, and Carson actually gets the opener on Skulls. Was that through the wall there?
It looks like it. Maybe just through the corner. Clipped something for sure.
Yeah. Didn't get to see it, but either way, that's a great way to open up the round.
Certainly is. Liquid still taking the space as they approach A, but look at this aggression into short for Nouns. The flank could be fast. Carson's already gone looking. He's got the MAC-10, and he's on an adventure. What does he read this up ladder? Does he try and pinch B? Does he think they're outside monster? Initially, yes, he does.
Yeah.
They haven't shown any contact towards A, so he's trying to gamble this.
But so much information, Mike.
It is. The question is just, does the A hit come in before he can capitalize? Because now they're realizing, uh-oh, starting to send a player up top. Someone's just been spotted. CJ's trying to come in to reinforce. Scout tag could be huge here. Utility being dumped by Katie, and that shot goes wide. CJ's right up on the dice box, and he'll get a kill, and Junior follows it up. Man ahead here. Oh, make that an even scoreline. That bomb needs to be retrieved and planted, and you've still got Carson working in the back lines. Oh,
What?
that was just through the smoke. That was just a random click. He'll lose his life. It comes down to the 1v1. Does he know? Does Twist know that Carson's on the flank? He's got a good idea. It could be possible, but he's expecting the player might jump up into turn in time. Oh, no, Carson. Anything but a MAC-10, and he might have had it. But instead, it's Liquid surviving the force spy.
Wow, I think it was like 4 HP left for Twist, who's really turned up the dial of this performance here on on Overpass. I'm on another map. 17 frags found for him, double digits for Liquid as well, as Nouns couldn't do much of anything with their force buy. Or I shouldn't say that. They did almost pull it off. It was so very close, but it hurts a lot more when it's that close and you lose the round. Now they're going to charge out with pistols, and somehow CJ kills Cadian. Twist gets the immediate trade, and now he's going to charge on fourth, looking for his 19th frag up against what will be Marky alone on this B site. They don't have the bomb just yet. Yekandar is looking around for information. I guess he's going to get surrounded here and probably fragged. He does. Not even one found for him. So now a lot of information for Nouns gained, but I don't know how much that's going to mean because Naf just got the frag on Marky.
Yeah, I don't think this is something they're going to be able to capitalize on. They'll be able to give it a little bit of a try on the retake, but tag down damage is frustrating. George mostly just getting boosted up to see if he can get an exit frag here. Either way, Liquid should be taking the round, and it inches them very close to a map win. But now it's a little bit of damage here, maybe a little extra money made as well, means that this next gun round, they're going to get to give it their best look. And it may be, well, frankly, the only look that they get this map, if they can't succeed.
So an MP5 saved here for Nouns. And PG-50, that's it. No armor, no utility. They will have the full buy-up anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, 11-4 for Liquid. Once a scoreline at the half back in the MR15 days that we would say, uh-oh, it's troubling. Maybe there's going to be a comeback potentially here, but now it's a completely different story with MR12. Liquid. Going to be tested here. An op and 3 A1Ss along with the A4 for Nouns. Got pretty much all the utility they could possibly need. Perfect Molotov thrown there, but a smoke diffuses it immediately. That allows a Kindar to get out into playground quickly. Even though Nouns aren't getting that aggressive here in towards Fountain, which can happen sometimes, especially with the Opera. Oh no, Marky got with utility in his hands. Cadian immediately gets the frag trade from Junior. That is a good thing for Nouns.
Still worth it. Still worth it from Liquid's perspective. Not if they keep losing the bodies. But a 1-for-1 exchange of a MAC-10, that's something Liquid will take every day of the week. Now, losing skulls, less so. So that's a nice play from George to keep it balanced in the favor of the CTs. Yeah, I can start playing this smoke fade. Oh, they're spamming right next to him. Might catch Carson on a reload. He wants to go out. But there's a second player watching. I love that calm between Carson and CJ. Right? Long-time teammates. Carson, knowing that he's spamming, says, going for the reload, and CJ's on high alert. Just small details. A missed smoke. And now, what a Liquid got for us. The Molotov. Ooh, CJ has now moved to muscle, and he doesn't need to. Naf just on a save. 30 seconds. Wary of a flank. They shouldn't hunt too much on the Nouns side, just because they need their guns. But we said this would be their best chance to give us a look at what this defense is supposed to be, and they knock it out of the park.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, great job. I mean, look, it could have fallen apart early and quickly with Markey getting caught with utility in his hands. If Junior misses that shot, it could have been curtains already for Nouns into this round, a 12th one on the board for Liquid, but Junior has been great, both on Ancient and now here on Overpass. 16 frags, leading the scoreboard, and is doing everything he has to give his team the best chance possible of coming out with victory. Of course, he was saving a lot on the T side, so that's why he hasn't died that much, but still, he definitely, and a lot of those frags were on the attempted saves, but was at least doing economic damage consistently. All right, now they got the round they were looking for. They need 6 more in a row to tie things up. And, I mean, looking at their economy right now, it's at least another round needed to keep them in this one. Because if you're fighting down 12 to 5, I don't see that happening. Not going to be likely that you can push that into OT.
No.
Oh,
okay. That helps. That helps. Little dink. Spam damage. Through the wall, through the door. And Skulls is thinking, why me? Come on, man. But he's alive. And that's all that matters sometimes. See if the health comes back to cost them. KDN, where's your gun? Okay, there we go. Tech 9. And this is going to be a B finish, it seems. Under a minute to go. Fully committed in here. Just going to try a little bit of a B explode. Out the monster tunnel. Marky ready with the Molotov. Smoke poised. Yeah, Kinthar, but that's actually deployed deep. So that Molotov is going to completely stymie them. Second molly in. And life is not fun if you're Liquid.
Oh, no. Definitely not. Twist already takes so much damage from that. They could still come out of this with something, though, Mike. And, well, Marky gets traded out by Naf. They've got the space into Monster. Yekindar has a great angle from Sandbag. Okay, CJ dropped immediately. 4v3 trades are good for Liquid. Carson and Junior trying to hang on, and Carson does make it a 2v2. Yekindar and Cadian double team Carson,
15
and now
seconds.
that leaves Junior by his lonesome. Yeah, 15 seconds. Junior still a chance, and he's holding the angle here from heaven.
He expects him to come off the big box, though. But it's a little Jenny plant. So Junior's going to have to make the moves. Yeah, playing with fire there.
My goodness.
Against the AWP, but he's so scared. He knows it's Junior, right? He knows it's an AWP on the other side. He knows he can't move a muscle or he's a dead man. But this is a great setup if he's going to come out of heaven. Actually, Cadian's rapping, expecting Junior to try and tuck tail to keep this alive for the last, and he's taking the initiative, he's taking the round, and he's taking the AWP away as well. Map point found. And that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for Nouns.
Yeah. It looked like they had a chance of really shutting down Liquid there, but Liquid finding one onto Marky immediately, who's really not had the best of maps here. Only 4 frags for him, but still, I mean, he's been caught out multiple times over at Monster, and then they managed to pincer on forward. Yekindar gets into sandbags for free. No one realizes in that position with 4 players barreling down at you from Monster. You don't think that much about what's happening at sandbags, and that's when Yekindar strikes, and of course, everyone gets in on the mix for Liquid. 12-5, and yeah, this is a tough ask for Nouns now. They do have a decent, respectable buy-up at the very least with their lives on the line here on Overpass, but utility is the problem. They don't have much of that.
Door open, CJ dead. Wow. Just deleted on that smoke fade. Best case scenario, there was probably one and done. But as it is, none and done. Not exactly ideal. Speaking of which, Marky is now being wrapped upon by everybody. And this could be a disaster. There's no one close to the B site. The bomb's gonna go down. Skulls, meanwhile, is still walking his way at bathrooms going, I haven't seen anybody yet. I don't actually know where they are.
Oh, man.
He will get caught, but look at how out of position these players are. The bomb's now down. I mean, George is in party at that point. He's just coming down con now. So they'll get a chance at this retake, but there's no kit. There's no smoke. This could be curtains on Nouns. We could be going to a third here. It's looking pretty dire, and George loss makes it just that bit more so. This should be truly impossible. Junior and Carson need to make a move. They can't afford to wait. They can't afford to hesitate. They got to go now. And Junior will miss the moment. No opportunity, no chance at the retake there. A commanding second half, a commanding T-side from Liquid. They win the pistol in the second, and they never really give it up here, John.
Yeah, no, very nicely done on Overpass from Liquid. We haven't seen any dominance on that map from an NA team.